right. Welcome, Facebook and YouTube. We are live from Fluto's this time, and this is the sketchiest FF episode because for some reason 685 was closed where we usually do our broadcast. So, again, we're at Fluto's. I am Aubrey, and this is my buddy Brad, and we have a special guest today. The lovely Tammy Fisher Lloyd is with us today. Say hello.
Hello.
Say hi to our one listener.
Our one listener. You're going to get so much promotion from that.
That is awesome. I'm excited.
I'm glad you're here.
It's the one person that needs to hear it.
That's if you can just reach one person, that's what they say.
Pretty much.
A little bit of housekeeping. Take those glasses off, Bradley. What the hell are you doing?
It's
you
bright. I'm staring into
okay,
the sun.
Okay, put them back on. You trying to be Maverick or something?
No, I'm literally staring into the sun right now.
Every time we bring a woman on, you start getting the cool vibe.
No, I'm sacrificing my comfort for the both of y'all. So as I stare into this
abyss,
disastrous Texas sun right now,
it's only 98 degrees. Don't play like it's that hot.
Honestly, it's not that bad right now.
No.
Okay.
Well,
Couple of housekeeping things. Of course, if you struggle with being sensitive, this is not the show for you. You need to close it down. If you're under 18, please close it down because we talk about some things and a couple of F-bombs may drop here and there.
All be 100%.
I know.
y'all didn't tell me that.
I am the potty mouth of the podcast.
Oh, y'all didn't tell me that.
Well, we didn't get
I'm
a
pretty
chance to
sensitive.
fill you in because of the closure of the other bar that was not what we weren't quite ready for, and now we're at picnic tables.
I feel like we're sitting at recess in kindergarten right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really feel like I should have like some chicken nuggets and shit in front of me.
No, I think that bread pizza.
Oh,
You remember that?
dude.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Fuck
So-
around.
Also, we are representing ourselves. You're going to represent yourself, right? As best you can. I mean, we're just...
I don't know who I want to be today. Can I figure that out as we go?
Yes,
Okay.
that is where we are going to...
So we get multiple guests
No.
today. All right, fantastic.
So, just for a brief introduction, the lovely Miss Tammy and I went to high school together. And we didn't know each other then, but she was, what were you, freshman year and I was junior? I think that was
1
it.
year apart. I think I was probably freshman and sophomore, and you were sophomore, junior.
Yeah, something like that.
And that was at Bowie?
That was at Crockett.
Crockett, that's right.
It was my last year at Crockett, and then I went to Bowie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we met on a dating site, and we dated for a little while, and then we are like,
Actually, did you realize it's our anniversary?
okay, pull the mic a little bit close.
Did you realize it's our anniversary?
Oh, this is going to go over great. What is it, our anniversary?
5 years now, Aubrey.
Okay. Okay.
Our friendiversary.
Okay.
No
Thank you
car,
for-
no nothing?
I know.
I know.
You were
I
just
know.
the
I
worst.
just, hey, I was
Why are
on.
you still single?
Oh. Bam. And see why
Shots
she's
fired.
here? See why
Shots
she's here? Last night I was on the side of a highway sitting in my car wondering how I was going to get back to Austin because BMWs don't carry a spare in their little bit problems there,
Yeah.
upper crust problems.
This very much sounds like first world
I
problems.
know. And so I had a run flat that was totally anyway, I digress. We met, and now the lovely Miss Tammy Fisher Lloyd has a business that we want to get out there. And what we had always talked about, and what we talked about last week especially, is that we want the circle to be an expanding circle where we have friends that have different career fields and things like that, where we can meet in the circle and we can get things met that we need, whether it's plumbing needs or health care or mental health, all those kinds of things. We want to get those to
Absolutely.
our public and our circle of friends. So that's why we want to have people on. Be sure to like us and subscribe so that we can, maybe one day we'll get to be live on YouTube.
That's the goal right now, I feel like. I mean, we're a fifth of the way there, I think.
We got
six.
five.
I think we're almost to half a dozen now. I mean, it's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn, but
Thank
that's
you.
what we want to
Thank
do.
you. Appreciate
We want to be helpful to the public, and now I'm going to let you introduce yourself and your business a little bit there.
Oh, I didn't get the fanfare thing, I thought you were going to introduce me.
I was going to sing the pleasure principle. Oh, 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 oh. The principle of
Perfect.
pleasure. All right,
Perfect.
there we go.
Yes.
So,
I am Tammy Fisher. I am a therapist. I'm a licensed professional counselor and licensed marriage and family therapist, supervisor, and I specialize in relationships and sex therapy.
Very
all
cool.
right. All the things that I suck at.
That's why I'm here, Aubrey. That's why I'm here.
That's why you came through. So your business is in New Braunfels, right? It's centered in New Braunfels?
Yes. So I was in Buda Kyle area for 15 years or so, and kind of expanded to New Braunfels and pretty much there full time and virtual. So it's about 50-50, a hybrid.
Okay, so if you're going to give us a drop on the link so that we can get people linked up to you if they need some counseling, some help in there.
It sounds like you specialize more in like couples therapy, things of that nature. Is that kind of where you?
Yes, I've worked with couples for a long time, especially high conflict couples. So I'm the one that they would kind of give those clients to that they didn't want. And so in the process of that, obviously you deal with some sexual issues or whatever. So that's more my specialty now, is all kinds of sexuality issues.
Gotcha.
And she's been out of the country 2 times in the last few months here. What was that about?
Oh, well, Amsterdam. So, which one do we go to? Amsterdam first?
Let's start with Jamaica.
Oh,
Let's start with the island.
of course you would. Of course you
Feel the rhythm. Feel.
Yes.
The rhyme.
So where do I start with that? So went to Jamaica.
And you studied a little bit, right?
Yes. So with the sex therapy credential, you have to go through a program and get educated all around this. It's a lot. And one of the classes that we take is called Sexual Attitude Reassessment, SAR. So it challenges all of your sexual beliefs, that you kind of were scripted or that you kind of knew based on culture, family, all the religion, all of that. So that's all the boring part of it. We get to watch a lot of porn, is the truth. We watch a lot of porn.
Sounds like my kind of class.
Horrible. I mean, go to Jamaica. I mean, I would fly to a destination porn convention, 100%.
Yes, absolutely. So we got to watch a lot of porn and then assess how we feel about that porn. Okay. And in this beautiful setting called Hedonism 2. So that was fantastic.
All right. Mm-hmm. Well, a lot of porn is a lot of porn. I mean, but there was different kind of porn. It wasn't just straight male, female porn.
No. It's all the porns.
All the porn.
You've searched them all. Aubrey,
How did you feel about that? Did they throw like the Japanese stuff in there at you?
The anime?
Any tentacle porn?
In Amsterdam, I went to a sex museum, and they had them sectioned off by culture. So then there was an Asian culture of porn and eroticism.
Interesting.
I
mean, I've never personally gone down that rabbit hole, but I've heard that can be quite disturbing.
I don't know. I stick to just basics.
Basics.
And
what is basic?
Live.
What is basic? Because that's pretty relative.
Wow. So this is my channel, so my friends and family are on here.
Gotcha.
Just basics.
Uh-huh. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, no, we won't. But thank you. And family, I love you.
He's sweet and innocent, y'all.
I mean, you did warn him.
I did.
There was a disclaimer.
But yes, there was. I did do that, and yes.
So I've never been to Europe personally. Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to go to Europe. So did y'all fly into Amsterdam? You go anywhere else, or?
Yes, we flew into Amsterdam and stayed in that area. So we had a lot of different, classes or things to go to, workshops. And then we also had group experiences like the sex museum or a canal cruise, those kind of things. Yeah. The red light district. We went to the Prostitution Information Center. So in the red light district, you know how they have the windows and the ladies stand in the windows? So we got to go to the center and ask questions, like interview a sex worker.
Oh, interesting.
I am trying to get onto Facebook so that I can drop the number. It's um, y'all talk for a minute. Let me get this together, and then I'll get the number. If you want to call in and have any questions or comments, which we always like to have,
Absolutely.
so mingle amongst.
So, how
yourself.
long were y'all there?
About a week.
A week in Amsterdam. Interesting. Yeah, I've always wanted to go. I mean, I think obviously Amsterdam's on the list, of course, but I'm a huge like history buff, so I feel like I would have to do like Britain, France, Normandy Beach, something like that, to do like the World War II. Like I'm a huge World War II history buff. So
Well, there's a whole tour in Amsterdam for World War II, a walking tour. So, and then of course the house where Anne Frank hid is in Amsterdam. So there's a tour that can go through there as well, but you have to book that 6 weeks ahead of time.
I
in case you
don't
wanna go.
doubt that at all. That's pretty popular. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's always been a dream of mine to go to Europe. I feel like that's like the number one bucket list for me is just like a Western European vacation month. Take the train, see as much as you can, get down to Italy, things of that nature. No, it's definitely up there on my to-do list. But also like Greece as well.
Oh, yes.
Really want to go to Greece.
Yes. My son went to Greece. I sent him to Greece. I have not gone yet, so I would like to go.
I'm sure he hated it.
He loved it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are up, and so we have the call-in number is 512-468-6838, and we are up, and we are ready to roll. So if anybody wants to call in, come on in.
Very nice.
Go ahead. I'm still. I'm
Oh,
working.
are you still doing,
Yes.
administration?
Yes, I had to
items over
get
there?
back on Facebook. Now I'm
Gotcha.
on Facebook.
Gotcha.
We're good. All right.
So Jamaica, I've never been there either. How was that?
Love Jamaica.
Pretty?
Would go back in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Especially, I guess, being at the resort that we were at, it really kind of pushed your boundaries of kind of wherever you are, because they have this combination of the nude side and the prude side. So
Really?
whatever your comfort level is, and kind of where you push that envelope.
That's
and,
interesting.
And what I loved about Hito is that everything was there, right? All ages, of course, that are legal. All ages.
So I'm assuming that means adults only.
Yes,
right?
yes, absolutely. And all body types. So that was fantastic.
Interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah.
So, yeah. So you are a success story for online dating, also. You went from
We're going to go there, huh?
yes, of course. I mean, online dating is hard thing, but it's like the only thing going now, right? I mean, especially through COVID, and now still to meet people choose to go to the online dating scheme. And you actually met your wonderful husband, and you're married now from online dating. I just happen to know that, so from a woman's perspective, what was the online dating experience like? I mean, I know you met at least two great men.
You stole that from me. I was going to say that. Two of my favorite people on there. So yes, it works for that. Yeah. So it was a learning curve. I was pretty arrogant. Coming into online dating. I hadn't dated for 3 years after the separation of my husband. And so I was like, okay, I think I'm ready. Let's jump on in. And I thought, wow, I'm a catch, right? Because, I've got everything. I don't need anything. I've got a business. I've got my own house, all the things. But I found out that's not really what people necessarily are looking for, or that it matters. So, and I just thought it would be really easy. And I'm a marriage and family counselor. Don't I know how to talk to people? Relate with people. So that was a big learning curve.
So what are some of the warning that you would give to any of your counterparts out there that want to get into the online dating thing? Some of the red flags, some of the things that you experience that
Red flags. I have to think about that because that's all individual, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that the rules of the game have changed a lot of dating. I think as a female, I liked Bumble because, I had troubles with it because I had to start the conversation first. However, what it made it nice is that if you had a mutual match, then you already kind of knew that they would talk to you. At least that's what you hope. But ladies, a lot of men don't know how to talk. Just so you know.
Guilty.
Brad, you're great.
Yes, Brad.
I've watched you in action several times, and it's been amazing.
I mean, the action is very far and few between. Trust me. Most of the time, I just sit in my corner and cower like a little baby. But every now and then, I put myself out there. So
It's like a adult baby, though. It's not like a baby.
I mean, yes, 100%, like a very chubby adult baby.
What's the difference?
There's not one.
The one can't actually get away really quickly. This one can.
Oh, I have wheels when I want to. Trust me, 100%.
Like, oh.
Nope, not tonight. I'm gonna go home and play Xbox.
And not the Xbox all you guys are thinking about, or it's exciting Xbox.
Are you gonna go there?
I'm gonna go to the farming Xbox that I've
Yes.
gone to his house
Yes.
and watched him play real-time farming.
Yes,
And it-
Farming.
Yes,
Farming
real
simulator.
time.
And how many potential partners do you meet through there?
So I feel like
Oh,
a couple of like the AI chicks are into me. I really do. But they don't talk much, so it's kind of hard to like get a conversation going.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
Those
think,
NBCs are very hard to
think this is going to be
get
the
a
quickest
conversation.
episode ever because I'm like getting tangled in wires and stuff. This is so fun.
I mean, just don't move. Just move. Lower
Yes.
body, stay still.
Yep.
Literally, because I think if we all move at once, we might literally crash.
Well, unlike you guys, I'm having mosquitoes dive at my back and my arms and stuff. I'm like
I'm used to it. If it's
I'm like
summertime, I'm getting devoured
doing
by
this little
mosquitoes.
thing here,
A little shimmy?
Yeah.
Shimmy.
So okay.
So red
Look.
flags? Yes, if they can't communicate. I mean, they show you who they are. So if they don't respond, if they don't kind of seal the deal and make a commitment to something, you're probably like, that's a flag that you probably need to pay attention to. Move on. Don't wait around.
Okay. Have you done online dating there? So
I have dabbled only in the Facebook dating world. Done a couple hearts out there every now and then.
That's so cute.
I don't get much back on my end because I feel like I try to be as honest as possible, and so I am honest on
that's terrible.
my
That's
profile as
terrible.
well. And I tell people that I'm a very career oriented introvert, and I think that right there, that first sentence probably scares off 90% of anybody who's interested, because I think a lot of women, especially my age, I'm late 30s. I'm 39 years old. I'll be 40 next year. And I think a lot of people my age who might be looking for a match are looking for somebody who's going to be 100% into them and might possibly want to come in and be, a stepfather, things of that nature. And that's just not me. Not me at all. I don't have any kids. I don't have the desire to have children. And so I want to be honest with people, because to me, I feel like you can have the back and forth as much as you want to, and you can flirt, and you can go on dates, whatever. But at this point in our lives, I feel like if it's going to work, it's going to work. And you need to find that out as quickly as possible. For example, I met a girl a couple weeks ago, and we went out on a date, and very, very cool chick. Had a lot of fun with her, but she's younger, and she wants children. She made that apparent multiple times while we were hanging out. And to me, that's just, I'm not going to waste her time because I know that I will have no desire to go down that road. So I don't feel like it doesn't behoove me at all or her, and it makes me feel like less of a person if I waste her time and just go for the hookup, whatever you
So
want
are
to
you
call it.
doing a breakup on the air? Is that what you're doing, or did you already talk?
I mean, we haven't really talked in the past 4 days, so I don't think there was ever really a breakup to be had. I mean,
I'm like,
we hung out a
wow.
couple times. Like I said, awesome chick, very cool chick, and I would love to, if we cross paths again, to hang out and be her friend, because at the end of the day, you can never have enough friends, enough good people in your life.
I know, right?
That's-
Tammy?
That's a sure thing. But as far as a match, no.
Okay.
So
Well, I do believe in honesty, and I actually think you will if you are more honest, you will get more hits that like what you're saying, right? Rather than being vague and having to go through that process over and over again. So it kind of eliminates people if you didn't want children, put that out there so that people don't. So women don't think, okay, well, I can change his mind. Or if that's a set thing, it's a set thing. Also, men, if all you want is a hookup, say that.
Yeah.
Just say that. You will get that. You just may, be maybe more limited and maybe not, but you will get it if you would just be honest.
I'm going to disagree with both of you guys. I think
Of course you will.
I think you should just go out there, wing it. Don't put anything in your profile. Just put a picture up there, send a couple of dick pics.
This is not Aubrey style. This is not.
And just be like, hey.
Yeah, methinks you're full of shit.
Yes.
100%. But I can see both avenues. I really can.
Yeah.
So, you know me. And then honesty is that's kind of just where I am in life in general.
I was being totally facetious there, guys.
But, you bring up a good point. There are people out there who might not even be comfortable with putting themselves out there to anybody and everybody and be 100% honest about what they want or what they're looking for. So, I can see both ways. But, I think for me, and Aubrey knows that I try to be 100% honest in everything I do in life in general. And so that's what works for me. But what works for me doesn't work for everybody. So,
like I said, you're the nicest person I know. And switching gears. Can we switch gears?
Absolutely.
Switch gears. Did you have a topic there, Brad?
No.
No? Okay. I wanted to ask Miss Tammy, because we talk a lot. So the Supreme Court has come down with some decisions lately. Ooh. Conservative, liberal. What do you think about the Roe Wade?
What do I think about that, man? You're going to hit me with that one, huh? That's pretty serious.
This is why we're here. We don't have a lot of women on the show, so everybody says, Aubrey, you need to get women on the show, and I'm like, come on then. And then when women come on, we talk about Star Wars and stuff.
Hey,
I'm saying,
don't judge.
Wow.
Don't judge.
Just like, I want to dig a little bit.
If y'all want to dig into Star Wars, I'm game.
No, but I want to hear because I had one woman told me I should be castrated.
What?
Yes, because I was
chemically or physically.
I think she wanted to do it herself.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure.
That sounds like a messy process. So good for her for really
when
going.
When she heard my thoughts on it, because she asked me that she said, well, why don't I castrate you? And see, I was like, wow. I was like, I'm independent. I don't lean too far this way or that way. I was just saying that I don't believe in it for contraception. I believe in it if you have medical issues, you need a doctor, rape, incest, all those kinds of things. That's where I said I draw the line is if you're out there just doing your thing and you go, oh, wait a minute, I don't want a child, and go, and that's not for everybody. I understand that, but I think that's kind of right. Balanced opinion of it. I'm not saying, and she said I should be castrated. Anyway.
Wow. That escalated quickly.
I know.
I feel like you're
and then she doesn't understand why I didn't want to be around her anymore.
The definition of a right-wing extremist right there.
Was this an online person you found?
No, let's not talk about that. All right. So I want to hear your thoughts.
I probably lean a little bit more liberal for that. I don't agree with the terminology of using it as birth control. I think that things happen, and I don't think that anybody should govern a woman's body. But I do believe there should be a limit. There should be a definite week or time frame where it's no longer an option. So, because women are strapped, I don't believe that these laws are really to support women at all, or even the children that are being born from this. because we're not taking care of our children in our government, that are born in and end up in foster care or in bad situations. So I believe that it should still be left up to a woman to choose, and there should be a time limit.
And so I'm going to throw one more thing out there. So with the choice, what I always say, Dave Chappelle's thing, right? You know Dave Chappelle's little thing on that?
No.
He says, if a woman gets the right to choose whether it lives or dies, I should be able to choose whether I abandon the motherfucker.
Y'all already have been deciding that for a long time.
No, we don't. We have to go to jail and all that kind of stuff if we don't want to pay child support and stuff. So that's what he's getting at. If you can choose whether you want it or not, then we shouldn't be bound by law to have to take care of it. That's his thing. That's not what I'm saying. And I think that that's a point that should be taken into consideration.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I can agree with that. I don't think it's fair to stop somebody if he doesn't, because he doesn't get a choice then.
Yes.
Right.
All right. Well, there we go.
Ooh,
And
we should end on a high note.
I have a just one little thing to put in there. So as far as Roe versus Wade, the Supreme Court and their decision on it, personally, I don't even have an opinion. Y'all both have. I abstain from the entire thing. I don't feel like I don't have any children, so I don't feel like I even should have an opinion on it. But I do feel like that they made the right decision on the grounds of being a constitutional republic. They should have never passed that in the first place. The federal government should not be the ones to make that decision. It should be up to the states, because that's how our government is supposed to run. So, by putting it back to the state's decision, I feel like the Supreme Court made the correct decision there, because it should be a state's decision. That's how
the only thing that I'm going to push back on you with that is that if we had equal rights to vote and everybody's voice was heard, then I'd agree with that. But there's so much right now where we're suppressing votes here and there, and the economic things and all that kind of stuff. It affects minorities and women especially more than it does men who tend to make these policies and rules and laws. So that's what I'm going to say.
Let's see.
Agreed.
Okay. So
How about the newest one they brought down this week?
Goodness, are you talking about bum, bum, bum. Did you hear about it?
Nope.
Affirmative action.
They struck down affirmative action.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to say the same thing that I just said about the last thing. If we had equal things and it wasn't just the people in power making decisions, then I'd agree with it. If we could actually have colleges that would take everybody's situation. I'm not just talking about black people or women or minorities or immigrants or anything like that. If we had that somebody could sit down and have an equal, non-partisan, you know what I'm saying, trying to say, decision about the things where it would be equal, where you think about it and you give everybody things on their merits and on their background and how hard they worked, even if they came from a culture or a background that doesn't have money, then I would be great with striking down affirmative action. But affirmative action came from the time where
that was not the case.
That was not the case, and it's still not the case.
Yeah.
We're still trying to catch up. And when we get there, I'm saying, yes, don't look at people's color. Don't look at people's backgrounds and all that kind of stuff, because that's where I want to get.
Yeah, it's a dream.
That's the dream. That's the dream. But we're not there.
Yeah.
But this is a backlash from all the strides that we have made, and then
Bye, bitches.
well, bye. Y'all didn't want to come on, and you sure? We gotta. I think we may have run off some of your buddies there. I don't know.
The amount of fucks I have always equals zero. Huh?
Oh, She was watching the broadcast.
Close
and she's
the
here.
door. Okay, that's fine. I'll
You're-
talk to her when we're done.
You're trying to break up with her, but no, that's
Just-
not gonna happen.
It's
Shoo,
perfect that
shoo.
I'm here at this time, right?
Oh, good
'Cause
Lord.
he may need some
Oh,
counseling.
I
now.
am so fucked.
Oh, this is fantastic.
I'm giddy.
I'll wait till you leave before I go cry in the bathroom.
My legs are actually going numb. So
We still got 30 minutes. You better
30
buck up, buddy.
minutes. Buck up, buckaroo. Okay, so I've said my piece. Do you have anything you want to add to that?
I actually wrote a paper on affirmative action and whether it should stay or go when I was in undergrad school. And at the time I said I don't want to be judged because of my gender or whatever. So I wanted to abolish affirmative action. But I think the more I was young and dumb, and as I've grown and been in the world, I realized there's not equal footing. This is still necessary to create an equal playing field.
Yeah.
To try to create a more equal playing field. And
To
that's-
try.
Yeah.
To try.
And that's what we're all about.
Yeah.
We're trying to get to that pie in the sky place.
And it's unfortunate that I feel like affirmative action, as it was passed, was a grand idea. But as in anything else, I feel like the schools themselves abuse it. So I mean, it's not even.
Go ahead.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like the schools themselves use affirmative action as a tool to show their wokeness. Look, we brought in this many African American students, and we brought in this many of this and that and that. But to me, it shouldn't. It shouldn't be a number. Like you can't just put that.
There's a reason they made it a number, though.
But
That's the reason they made it a number is because they say at the time, of course, is that we're using affirmative. We are abiding by affirmative action, which they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the number came from, because you had to prove that you were actually using it the way that it was supposed to be used, because people in power did not want that to happen.
yeah,
Hey, that was 75, so you're going to be better.
I'm sure it's over 100
Mm.
because that's how we roll. Yeah,
That's how you roll.
it's ridiculous.
Buckaroo.
I know.
Okay, so that's why the numbers came in. It wasn't ever supposed to be a number. They set the precedent, and you're supposed to abide by these things, and they
Yeah.
wasn't being abided.
Okay, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense.
So look, we hired our 2 black people or our 2 women or
Yeah.
whatever it was. It was.
Yeah.
That's how the numbers came in.
So, how do you feel as a black man about other minorities complaining about affirmative action?
Other minorities complaining about it. How do I feel about that? I haven't really thought that hard about it, but what I would say is that, like I said earlier, if we got to the place where we didn't have to worry about how many minorities or immigrants or anything like that, I don't have any problem with abolishing it. If we had equal footing and people looked at everyone on the content of their character and not on the color of their skin. Well, I don't know.
I've
where
heard
that
that
came
before.
from. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah.
I didn't make it up. I mean, I did not create that line. I just know that came from somebody way more educated or
Yeah, you're gonna have
knowledgeable.
to
than me.
cite that one in the paper, buddy.
Okay, that was Martin Luther. All right, King type Junior.
Junior.
I know. I had to fill it all the way out.
Dr.
So,
King.
yes. So that's where I want to be.
Yeah.
That's truly. I don't want these things set to try to help me out or help my daughters out or help, but I don't want them looked at as women.
Yeah.
When they're applying for jobs or when they're going to college, I don't want that. when I had, God blessed me with having a daughter, or having two daughters. I'm sorry, but the first one was a daughter, and that's where I got really awakened, when I was like, the struggles that she's going to go through, not only being a woman, but being an African American woman, it's going to be hard.
So, my last question, and this will be for both of y'all, is: do either one of y'all think that we'll ever get to that promised land that you're talking about? Do you think we're making strides in the right direction?
I think we'll get there
Probably
kicking
not,
and
but-
screaming. I think the right is very opposed to these things, not because they and I get it. Losing power is hard. That's a hard thing to contemplate, to come to grips with, especially when you've had it that way and had it really big time your way that long. It's hard to come about, but change does not mean that you lose something. It means that we all gain something in the end, and that's where I want to be.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, we've got a lot of activists out there, and I think that's good. Things are, people are starting to be more aware and get involved. But because of some of the decisions that have been made, or things that have happened, I think we're going backwards a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't see the forward progress that we need to make, whether
I agree with you.
it is gender, whether it is color, or whether it is sexuality. All of that is just feels like we're kind of going backwards a little bit.
So, do you think that is the last grasps of a dying generation trying to hold on to that last tenuous string of power that they have?
I think you're right. I think it could be.
Yeah.
So it is. I think Aubrey made a good point with giving up power is hard.
Yeah.
Even though there should have never been power to give up, it should have been shared power all along.
That was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
That was always the plan. As we get so close to our nation's
Wait, that was not the plan, brother. That was
of shared
not the plan.
shared power.
No. It was shared power by men and of the white. It was not
Yes.
for women. It was not for or black people or brown people. It was for them to share.
Yes, it was a bunch of greedy white men that didn't want to pay their taxes. I think we can all agree on that one, 100%. Yeah, but
How they wrote the Constitution and amended it, gave a hope, a glimmer of light there. in the
absolutely.
distance.
I mean, you have to look at the Constitution, and as I personally, I think probably one of the most well written and well thought ahead of documents, because they didn't just think of us right now. They thought ahead for the future generations, give them an opportunity as times change, as this nation grows, to change it and amend it so that it fits those times.
And how I like to, I'll give you a chance to talk about it a little bit. I think of it as a living document.
100%.
It's a living, growing,
It should
developing,
it should always be
maturing document that we have to be able to change and tweak. And I think that times have done that, maybe more slowly than some of us want, but it has.
There are
it has
certain
changed.
there are certain things in the document that people stand by and put their Gandalf staff down on and say, "You shall not pass on this one." I feel like the First Amendment should never be touched. Free speech should always be a God-given right to every citizen in this country. The Second Amendment, people try to stand strong on that one, but I think that we as a country and people, considering everything that has happened, especially in the past couple of years, there needs to be some wiggle room on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You have anything you want to add on that?
No, other than the agreement of it's a living document. I think, yes, there was forward thinking, but there was also that was written in a certain time,
Mm-hmm.
and times have changed quite a bit. That we have problems that they never considered.
They weren't ready for Trump, I'll tell you that.
No, they weren't ready for automatic weapons or Donald Trump. That's for sure. No, they were not. They could not foresee.
I wasn't ready.
And I'm just, and I'll be honest with both of you. I think I've said it before on here, but I'm terrified. I am just absolutely fucking terrified of 2024 at this point, because it's still, I mean, it's like two freight trains going at each other of Biden and Trump again. And I feel like 80% of the country doesn't want this. But I feel like people are just so desensitized at this point to our politics, and also by, I mean, I can bring social media into this. Obviously, that's a whole nother conversation. But I feel like nobody feels like they can make a difference or make a change or have the opportunity to raise their voice and say, I don't want this anymore. It's just watch the train as it passes you by, and you pray to God that when it wrecks, it doesn't, ruin your life.
I'm going to disagree with you a little bit, and I'm going to say that the left has been happy for a while because they're, all these bills are, what do they call it? The president signs, just like the student loan forgiveness. All these things have been put into action, and they're happy. And then the far right is happy because you have the Roe vs. Wade just struck down, affirmative action struck down. But what I'm going to say is that the right has put a stick of dynamite in the hand and thinking that it's 4th of July and lit it. And they're going to have a reckoning to come with, because the way you get people to come out and vote is take away their rights.
Yeah.
You make them feel little and overlooked. I think that they're going to get voted out of the House. The Senate's going to stay about the same. And if Trump is running for president, I think you're going to have a whole left side.
We're already the laughing stock of the world right now, but I mean, imagine we have a president or a nominated presidential nominee that's being indicted for criminal charges. That's a real thing that's going to happen.
I don't think the right really
how embarrassing is that?
Cares, as long as their agenda, they got their taxes cut, they got affirmative action struck down, they got what?
They didn't get their taxes cut.
Yes, they did.
While
Trump was in office, they got their taxes cut.
I think the top 1% wealthiest got their taxes.
That's who's paying for all this stuff. They're not looking after little Joe Republican they're trying to take our guns. They're not looking after him. They don't care about him.
Well, I could say that the left doesn't care about little Susie, leftist that's out there, with her.
You may be right. I don't know. I just know that the wealthy don't care about the little man.
Agreed. I mean, you've got to look at, and that's the worst part about it, is that I feel like everybody says left, right. We believe in this. You believe in that. But at the end of the day, the people that are representing us there, that represent the left and the right, they don't give a shit about you or me or the people that believe in their ideals. All they care about is making money. You've got George Soros, who's probably one of the most evil men on the planet. Donating money to every, far left agenda he could find. And then you have, on the right, you have just as many wealthy donors, and then they all have their own agenda. So, honestly, I feel like at the end of the day, the arguments that we all have are the wrong arguments.
What are the arguments that we should be having?
Take money out of politics. No more donors. Put term limits on senators. If the president can only serve 8 years, why can senators serve for a lifetime?
Okay, I get
same as the House.
I get the term limit, but I'm struggling with the take money out of it, because you have to have money to run.
Correct, but do you have to have these super PACs, and do you have to have
let's
these lobbyists?
Let's tighten it down then.
Yeah.
how much money you can give. You need to tighten that up.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can't take money out of politics. So it goes together because
I think you're thinking that I'm saying take money out of like election funds. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about lobbyists and corporations funding not only re-election campaigns, but also, backdoor funding every politician that we have sitting up there right now. I mean, you can maybe pick a handful out that haven't been bought, but nobody can sit here and say truthfully that you believe the people that we have in Washington representing us are truly representing us as their constituents anymore. No, they're representing corporations, they're representing industries, they're representing lobbyists.
well,
They don't have our interests at heart anymore.
Okay, let's take it a step further because that goes to the Supreme Court now too. I mean, they're not getting funded, but they are taking trips.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
Nope.
See, you're not watching the news, are you?
I'm actually saving the world, guys. I mean, I actually work for a living, then sit and watch it by.
I do both.
I'm in the trenches.
I do both. I'm just saying.
I do not. I just build restaurants. I'm not as important as you two, trust me.
Oh, I'm not important. I'm not important at all. But I do watch it because I want, and believe me, I watch a little Fox too. I have to get that
A little taste of every. Yeah.
And I'm not a liberal. I'm not. I used to be a Republican. Oh, good Lord.
Does it hurt to say it?
Too.
I know. It hurts my heart.
Me
yes.
too. Mm-hmm.
But oh my, how could you'd have to just turn off all sensibility right now. I'm talking about all of it.
Yeah.
To go, okay, they are doing the people's business. They are just out of control. And I'm like, I used to be like McCain, you know what yeah, that's it for that. I can't even talk about it anymore.
You need that?
I should be castrated. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I've been saying that for a while.
I'm sure a lot of people agree with you.
We'll start an online poll. How about that, people?
That might be your next podcast.
Live from the operating room?
Please, no. Please vote for no castration. Yeah, no.
These are my favorite toys. Don't take them from me.
Oh, watch it. This is my family. This is still my page, guys. We didn't get one comment or anything to.
Well, at the end of the day, I feel like we have good conversation, and that's what this whole thing's all about.
Yeah.
I feel like, 3-4 years we've been talking about doing this thing with James, my roommate James, our friend James, and we would have so many good conversations just sitting at the bar, happy hour, and we're like, God, we should start a podcast. And of course, then we finally just said, fuck it, let's do it. Yeah. So.
And you kind of got that train going, and you followed through on it. That's good stuff.
I will say that, and to me, I don't care about how many followers we have or how many people like the posts or like the conversation. To me, it's cathartic. It really is, because, I mean, I feel like we go through every day, and it's just the same. Ask anybody when you meet them at a bar, or you see them for the first time for a long time. Like, literally just today with my friend James. How you doing, buddy? Doing good. What's been going new? Nothing. Just work. That's it. Like, that's all I got. And I feel like that's, pretty common for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, for some reason, and I don't know what it is, but you put these headphones on, you put yourself in front of a microphone, then you kind of open the world up a little bit, and you have the conversations that you don't have face-to-face normally. So there's something to be said for this format and for podcasts in general that really kind of brings out the things that people are uncomfortable to talk about on a day-to-day basis.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm really uncomfortable. My ass hurts. My legs are numb. But I want to. Can you give out some way for people to contact you and stuff if they need your services? And then I'm going to give you the last word here because we're down. We're at 50.
We're in the nitty gritty.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. Again, I'm Tammy Fisher, and you can reach me through 2 different practices: Visionary Family Counseling or the Pleasure Principles. The website for that is thepleasureprinciples.co, because that's what the cool kids are doing now instead of .com. Truth is .com was taken, so but not being used. Anyway, it's .co, and then it's visionaryfamilycounseling.com.
Okay, we're going to give you the last word. Do you have any parting words, or what did you think about this? Are you going to come on again?
Oh,
What do you
absolutely.
think?
Oh yeah, this was fun. You're right. This table might be a little uncomfortable. And I poured water before we started all over myself. So
She
there's
didn't
that.
have a drink. It wasn't like last week where we had water. She's
No, it's water, just water.
well, we were certainly happy to have you on. You're fucking fantastic.
It has been a pleasure.
Well, thank
so
you.
much.
And
Thank you for
Brett,
having me.
You have any last parting shots or anything?
Parting shots. So we did start this segment last week of Brad does dumb shit.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think of anything this week that I might have done that would warrant a segment. And
I think your
beyond just,
podcast
you know, I
thing
mean,
may have
yeah, beyond just my normal shenanigans of getting blackout drunk and that sort of thing. So yeah, no, honestly, I think I'm good. Yeah.
All right, I don't have anything parting to say either. I'm just like,
No, Aubrey does dumb shit. Oh, thank goodness we're not
that-
going around the
that-
table doing that.
He just-
I'm glad
he's not
that's just a
comfortable
Brad
to
thing.
he's not comfortable enough to share his shenanigans.
Oh, I can share his shenanigans. though.
I have
okay,
Wait,
zero
never mind.
fucks.
Never mind.
no, I'm gonna let you share one shenanigan,
No.
but it can't be.
Oh no, I put on the spot. I can't come up with one.
PG-13, maybe.
Yeah,
I can't come up with one like that.
Ah,
Sorry, you're saved.
on.
You're saved.
Brad, you want to come up with one shenanigan of mine?
Because I'm so afraid of the
An Aubrey
retaliation.
shenanigan. Honestly, I don't think I'm going to, my friend. I think I will keep your your
I'm not
skeletons in
gonna.
your
I'm
closet.
not gonna retort or anything like that and
I
share
don't
other
believe you.
people's. No, I'm not.
I'm gonna keep your
I
skeletons in
like
your closet.
to hear how people experience me, and so I like. No.
Nope.
Nobody's gonna take the bait,
No.
huh?
Nope.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm not going to because I know that you could bring out a whole lot of dumb shit that I've done. that you've
I'm
witnessed
not
too.
going
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
that. I think some of my dumb shit is fun, but it's all right. Well, that being said, we want to thank you. Oh, yes, and I'm going to put a bow on it.
Oh.
There it is.
Closing thing. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up and put a bow on it. Thank you, Facebook, and thank you, YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. Like I said, hit that like, smash the subscribe. We want to get on YouTube Live also. So if you can help us out with following us and subscribing, that would be great. We want your comments. We want your input. We want your feedback so that we can make this show all about the people of this neighborhood,
Yeah.
so that we can make the circle ever expanding. And that's what I have to say today.
We are boring as shit. And I feel like we've exhausted most of our, entire lives. We talked about everything at this point.
No,
so
we haven't. I've
please,
got a whole
people,
playbook.
we need content. Give us
Uh,
more content. Give us all of your
I
funny
like
stories.
content, but I got a
Bring
lot
it on.
of stuff to say. Okay.
We will literally talk about anything.
Yeah,
I mean, there are no fucks to be had.
and good luck to you and your job. And if you give me your links and stuff, I will post them on the page. And good luck to you, my friend.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, everybody.